Welcome back. Is that you, Kitty? Do you see yourself on the monitor? There you go. Purring cat for all you fine people on the internet. And this is a T-shirt I got for Yvonne and I to wear when we're traveling. It's nice being able to find each other in an airport, and it's always fun at the airport when you're wearing matching shirts and people notice. Yeah, anyway, I wanted to say, when I'm frustrated and I'm having a day where I'm just kind of in my own head, and that does happen. So I have those days where it's like, yeah, I'd like to be able to just relax, but I'm kind of in a bad mood. I often crank up Grand Theft Auto. So I was playing Gran Turismo, and clearly my head wasn't in it. I was losing races I don't normally lose, and I just wasn't racing well. So I thought, well, okay, I like driving games, but I want one where I don't have to drive well. GTA, here I come. So I load up Grand Theft Auto and I do my normal thing. Now, for people who haven't watched, basically, I don't do all of the big missions and I don't, go out and, get rocket launchers and all that stuff. I like to just drive around and just cause random havoc. Just random havoc. That's what I like to do. And that's what I was doing today. And I was thinking about it. And I think so. Yesterday, I talked about how there's a great movie in the movie Pieces somewhere about judo guy or kung fu guy, going town to town and or just in general starting random fights. And I was thinking, so if with Grand Theft Auto, I go out, I do stuff, police show up, I hide, they go away. In that same spot, I then create more havoc. They come back, I hide, they go away. You repeat this over and over again. So I'm just racking up, the 100 points, 200 points at a time, that kind of thing. And I know it would be boring for most people, but I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy it when I'm in a bad mood. I get old Death Truck going, and I had Death Truck going today, and it was fun. I even have two Humvees currently, or two Hummers. So, yeah, I thought this is kind of fun to have. Now, the one thought I had was that poor police dispatcher. Just think about it. We got a 911 call. Um, it's out in the same spot as the 911 call I got 5 minutes ago. If you officers could do more than just meander for 30 seconds and then give up, that'd be great. And then, the police show up, they meander for 30 seconds and they give up. My favorite part is when they're going back to their police car and I jog past them, clearly the perpetrator, because the character that I'm using is a woman that wears a pink cowboy hat, a pink leather jacket, and pink boots. She'd stand out, and I have these big goofy goggles on her too. She'd stand out, you know. As the police are walking back to their car, I picture pink cowboy hat, pink leather jacket, goofy goggles, and pink boots. Interesting. We were looking for somebody who looks like that. Well, hey, anyway, citizen, going back to my car. Let me know if you see anything. They're easily the worst police force ever. Like at some point in time, after about the fifth or sixth time that I come down, and I just shoot at random things, and I just wait until I see that star on the screen, and my controller starts flashing red and blue, meaning here comes the police. And I'm just picturing like somebody, like let's say the next day, cops are sitting there, they're getting ready to go out for the day, and somebody's like, I, you know, we've had these 911 calls. We've had approximately 50 from the exact same spot. I think maybe we should just leave a car there. I think it'd be a good idea just to leave a couple of officers, something there. And of course, whoever's in charge would turn around and go, "Seriously? We got a whole city to watch. We're not gonna just watch that just because there's 50 911 calls and apparently 100, 200 people died yesterday, something like that, right? Eh, I mean, these things happen. Sometimes that's how it works. Like I can't imagine a scenario where there's just all of this destruction and there's fires and everything, and the police show up, and 30 seconds later, you're like, no idea where the perpetrator went. Well, you want to leave? Sounds like a plan. Yeah, I'm kind of tired. kind of getting it. You know that stitch I get in my shoulder? I'm getting that again. Yeah, yeah. Bill told me I should go to a doctor and have that looked at. So I guess the fires will put themselves out, and these bodies here, they tend to just disappear. It's the darndest thing. Starting to think that maybe this area of the world is kind of cursed or something. But yeah. And my favorite thing too was there was a glitch in it too where police were just disappearing. So as soon as the threat was over of them finding me, and I get the points for eluding the cops, they just disappear. I was like, huh, the, the police car, the guys on foot, they're all gone. They just disappeared. Now I know that if you're a certain distance away, they will. But I'm saying like I was close and the car and the police officers were just gone. So I was able to, as soon as the the controller stops flashing red and blue, and I know the police aren't coming, I could just start again. Like, all right, well, I'm going to knock that guy off a motorcycle, and I'm going to steal that guy's truck, and I'm going to run into that truck. Then I'm going to go over to that store and hassle some people, and I'm going to see how far this can go until the police come back. And it is basically how I do it. Now, when I'm online with, and there's a lot of other people on the server, I go into passive mode, and I stay pretty much to myself. But still, of course, you can still end up being wanted by the police. Your car still runs people over, all this fun stuff. But I thought, you could make a really interesting dark comedy about Grand Theft Auto and about the city in this game, and you could make it the city in really any of the cities from the game, right? Uh, whether it's Grand Theft Auto 5 or 4, you go all the way back to the start, and just have the police officers. They show up, they look around for 30 seconds, and go, I could go for a crawler. How about you guys? All right, going out to get crawlers. See you later. Well, I mean, maybe the purple turn themselves in. I don't know. You want me to go look in the hills? I don't know. And the one that always gives me a kick is that I'll first off, it is impossible for me to, if I'm on foot, jog up the mountain and not start singing Kate Bush's Running Up That Hill. It's just, that's how it works. I make sure I'm alone in the room. I make sure that, I'm not in like an actual server with a bunch of other people, because nope. But I keep thinking to myself, like, that's something that would be entertaining too, would be somebody who's a neighbor in that area watching as somebody's running out of the woods or running down a mountain, causing whatever havoc in the neighborhood, runs right back up the exact same spot on the mountain. Police come out, they show up, they look around, they leave. Again, repeat, repeat, repeat. I would love to see, again, in this movie that in my head works for Grand Theft Auto, somebody coming and going, hey, so he's right there. Okay. I've watched all day. He stands right there. And then you go away and he comes back down, pulls out his gun and starts shooting random things again. He's right there. And then the police just give up and go away anyways. It's one of those things that I find funny. Now, also the helicopter is ridiculous when you do get to a stage where the helicopter's after you, and sometimes things get a little out of control. I'm like, oh boy. But the idea that you can get away from a helicopter on foot might be one of my favorite things in Grand Theft Auto as well. I've done it. It's a challenge. You got to kind of run like this way, and then eventually the copter's just gone. It's just not there anymore. It just gives up. It's like, oh, I don't know. We shot a bunch of bullets at him. He's still running, so all the best to him. Really, it is easily one of the most fascinating games, and video game movies tend to be, well, we know they're bad, but I think you could make like Free Guy, with Ryan Reynolds. You could absolutely take Ryan Reynolds, put him into a Grand Theft Auto movie, make it a dark comedy. He could be one of the police officers. Like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to run up the hill after him? I'm not doing that. I could pull a hammy. And then what? And then I'm useless. And then I'm out in the woods and bears can eat me. I'm not going up there. Nah, if he's up there, he'll come back down. No, I'm not waiting for him to come back down. I gotta go. Guys are buying crawlers. Like, I really think, and again, it might just be me. I might be on my own here, but it's entertaining. There will be live streams on the channel of me playing it because that's how I play. But just as a heads up, I don't do all the missions. I don't go into like all these crazy things, which works anyways, because during the live stream I'm still answering questions. I'm still talking to people, so that works. But yeah, it is one of the more enjoyable games to play. There's times too where I'm driving around and I'm trying to actually behave, and then my vehicle gets too close to somebody else's and they'll swear out the window, and I'm like, all right, well, you did it to yourself. Turn the truck around, and they did it to themselves. This is what happens. You can't be lipping me off because this is what happens. But again, I find it to be great for when I'm in an iffy mood or even just flat out a bad mood. And it's highly entertaining. And the kids enjoy watching me play it too. Adelaide's actually started making it a thing where if she knows I'm playing video games, she'll come in and watch me because she's like, I have to watch. This is really entertaining. Because again, I just talk the whole time to the screen, and I point out how ridiculous the game is, how ridiculous the whole thing is, and how physics don't exist. My favorite is when my vehicle's upside down, and I just take the wheel like this, and it rights itself. It ends up back on its wheels. And every time I like take that physics, yeah, who's physics now? So yeah, that's not really how that works. If you flip your vehicle in general, just sitting there going, it's going to look crazy. It is probably not, probably. I'm not going to say it won't, but it probably won't flip your vehicle upright. All right. So ends my talk for today. It's one of those things that gets in my brain, and I was like, I have to do a video on this because it's so entertaining, and I have played this game the same way for it's at least 8 years. At least 8 years I've been playing it the same way, and I know there's all kinds of other things you can do, and there's all kinds of things they've added, and oh, look at all this added stuff. Eh, I buy the game, I buy a shark card, which gets me $1 million in game. I get a nice place, I get a nice vehicle, and then I'm good. I'm happy. I'm fine. I don't need anything else. I don't need to start working my way up through some criminal syndicate. I actually accidentally ended up in a cutscene when I went into the. There's a bar I went into, and I was like, "Oh, bar, interesting." And I was like, "Oh, I'm in a cutscene. I don't want to do a cutscene." It's like, now hit this button to accept this, and hit this button to do. I don't want to do. I didn't mean to end up in the cutscene. I don't care. Even in the one I was playing today, it was just you got an email, and I'm like, I don't have time. I'm in the midst of a police chase. Can you not? Just wait. But again, I didn't open that because I don't care. And again, it's an in-game, email like, hey, go here and do this. It's like I started, like I accepted a mission of some sort, and then I'm like, gonna bail on the mission. Not really interested, so I'm just gonna bail. All right, so that's how I play GTA. But yeah, so let me know your thoughts. The most ridiculous thing about GTA in your mind, and I'm talking GTA 5, as they eventually are going to release GTA 6. I figure it'll be like 2028, something like that. But I'm not overly concerned. I've got GTA 5, and it would be very funny, I think, for me to play with my wife, record that, and then post it online on this channel for all you fine people. Because again, I've got the PlayStation here, PlayStation in my room, and both of them with online accounts mean I could play, she could play, and it could be pretty funny. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts. Yep, just a simple, nonsensical video today. There you go. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. This is one of those odd ones if you subscribe, but hey, sometimes the odd ones work too. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I will talk to you again soon.